Hello, everyone. This is the Living Joyfully Show with Sheri, Kaye, Hoff. Make sure you stop by sherikhoff.com for some free affirmations, a free Grow Your Business report, and other free stuff. It's SherikayehOff.com. So hello, it's Sheri here today, and we are going to talk about how to be happier. So how to find your happiness and how to be happier in your business and your life. So how can we do that? Well, first of all, why is it important? So a couple things. One is that, did you know that happy people live longer? Yep, if you're more optimistic and you're happier, you tend to live 10 to 15% longer than other people. So also, happier people tend to be more productive and more successful. So if you didn't want to be happy just for the state of being happy, you now have some other compelling reasons on why you might want to be happier. But this happiness thing can sometimes feel elusive, like, you wake up and you just are in a mood and happiness feels really far away, or maybe you're slightly depressed. And, I'm not talking about clinical depression here. That is a real thing. So if you're feeling like you are depressed, be sure to talk to a doctor. But if we look at just kind of like that mild feeling of just like being down, or even stressed and upset and maybe even a little bit overwhelmed. But what happens is people wake up and they wonder, or maybe even the night before, I wonder if I'm going to wake up happy tomorrow, or I wonder what kind of mood I'm going to be in tomorrow. And the truth is, you have so much control over your level of happiness, and it starts with choosing. It starts with choosing to be happy, that you're wanting to make this choice for a happiness lifestyle instead of just kind of blowing with the wind and accepting whatever mood you happen to wake up in. So when you have an empowered perspective on happiness, it's a lot easier to be happy. So, and there are some real things that you can do to increase your happiness, and some of them are just so simple. And we're not going to talk about every single one today, but, I know that when I made the decision in my life that I could have a joyful life, a life filled with joy, because I decided to. It was an epiphany for me. It was a pivotal moment. It was really like the light bulb went on, and I thought, wow, I have actually a lot of control over this. So let's look at some of the things that go along with that choice to have a happiness lifestyle. So if you wonder, what do you mean by choice? I mean, you can choose it just like you wake up in the morning and choose the outfit that you're going to put on. If you look at choice in that way, instead of whether your mood just happens to be up to fate when you wake up in the morning, there's a lot that you can do to shape it. And also, sometimes the mood that we're experiencing isn't even our own. Like maybe you're in touch with how your spouse feels or your kids feel, and you're getting, if they have something stressful going on, you're picking up some of that extra stress. Sometimes it can even be what's going on in your community or your country or even around the globe, that maybe you're actually okay, but you're just kind of buying into every story that you see on the news, or, every person who's talking about doom and gloom. So I'm going to give you just some simple practical things that you can do right now to boost your happiness almost like instantly. And I think because you're here listening, you probably already have some happiness boosting up. But before I do that, you might think, well, okay, Sheri, you just sound like you're this blissed out, happy, joy-filled person all the time. Well, I haven't been. And I actually, in my teenage years, my younger brother took his own life. He committed suicide. And that kind of put me on this quest to wonder why some people were happy and some people really struggled with it. And I also really thought at that time that if I could just get back to okay, that would be good enough for me. And then I got to the point where I thought, why am I looking at just okay? Why couldn't I just be filled with joy and happy and, have positive expectation again that, dealing with the tragic death of my brother didn't have to cast this cloud over me for my whole life. So I've definitely had a learning curve when it comes to experiencing joy because of the traumatic event that I experienced when I was young. So besides just deciding that you're going to step into choosing more joy and even recognizing the power of it, sometimes I'll talk to people and they'll say, I just don't get it. I don't care about being happy. I just want to pay my bills. And then this whole world of just, having a zest and passion and joy for life opens up. And it's, an incredible awakening and incredible awareness when you do that. So let's look at a few of the things. So one of the biggest is to set a mighty, mighty goal for yourself. So what is a mighty goal? This is a goal that stretches you, and it could be something in your personal life, something in your career. It really doesn't matter what it is, but it should be a goal that has some pizzazz to it, that when you think about it, you get a little bit excited. So that's one thing. So go ahead and write it down or note it if you're driving and listening. The next one is to be around happy, optimistic people. Okay. And so you might not be able to choose your coworkers or choose your family, right? We don't get to choose our family. But when you do have the option to choose, make a great decision and choose to be around people that are uplifting and positive and, talk about the good things. Yes, we do want to have those friends that we can talk about the hard things in life. But if every conversation is complaining or finding something wrong with life, you need to find some new people. All right, ready for the next one. And again, this isn't a completely exhaustive list, but enough to get you going and excited for right now. Create a happiness ritual. So this could just be something built into how you wake up every morning, your morning ritual. And I'm deliberate even to the choice of ringtone that I have for my alarm when it goes off. And I like to actually wake up before my alarm goes off, but I do set an alarm, and it changes over time. And I remember one time I decided I was going to use the Star Wars theme, but, we have an emotional charge when it comes to Star Wars. And I thought, well, this will really get me out of bed in the morning with a lot of energy. Well, I jumped out of bed, and I swear I was ready to grab a lightsaber and go to battle. So that was not one that worked for me. for my purpose. So right now my ringtone, I use Spotify, and I have it set to play 80s rock. So it's I think the last couple days, Leonard Skinner, Sweet Home Alabama has come up, but I have a lot of good feelings about 80s rock. I was in high school in the 80s, and there was a lot of good music. So there's a lot of feel good to me when that music is playing. And sometimes it's, music from that evokes a different emotion, but be strategic and start the moment you wake up with something that makes you feel good. Another thing that I noticed about myself in the morning is if I can get my body moving right away, the blood starts pumping and I start feeling better no matter what. It's allergy season right now. And I do, when I wake up, my eyes are kind of puffy and I need something to get me going. So, and it changes over time, but my thing right now is to wake up and hit the floor and do planks for about 5 minutes. It's about 4 or 5 different types of planks, and then a little quick dumbbell routine. And that's about, 5-10 minutes, and my blood's pumping. So I already feel happier and more alive because my blood's pumping. But it could be whatever for you. It could be a few minutes of yoga. It could be anything that you decide. But the real key to my happiness ritual every morning is my journaling process. And it's so simple that don't dismiss it, because people will say, oh, I've heard this before, I've done this before, and it doesn't work. Please go back to it. So this journaling experience begins with a gratitude practice, and it can just be what's one thing you're thankful for. But I usually like to list out 10 or more things that I'm grateful for. And it's not always things like my car, my house type of thing. It might be a hot cup of coffee. It might be a conversation that I had the day before. I say things that I'm really feeling grateful for in the moment, not things that I think I should be grateful for. And then I map out my day and look at my 3 big targets for the day, and I write out some affirmations, and I use a different process to kind of shake things up. Like I might write, thank you for, whatever my big goal is, like I have it already. Or I might ask a powerful question, like what would it take to do, X, Y, Z. Or I might say I am, like I'm already doing the thing that's my goal. So those are some practices that will help you be more happy in the morning. So another thing that you can do to help boost your happiness is to make some changes. We don't like it when things get stale. Sometimes it's comfortable, so we don't want to change too much, but change your environment a little bit, even from like moving your furniture around, or if you have an office, move your desk into a different place. Just giving, a new way to look at things can help you be happier. You might want to change your wardrobe. You might want to change the way that you look, maybe a new hairstyle, a new color, something. I had an interesting thing happen during the pandemic. We all had a little extra time on our hands, and so I decided I was going to really tackle my closet. Like, I converted all my hangers over to velvet hangers, and I color coordinated all of my clothes, and I was really relentless in terms of taking out the Marie Kondo thing of if it didn't give me joy, why was I hanging on to it? But then when I looked at my clothes all hanging up neatly, I realized that I had a lot of black, a lot of dark brown, and a lot of navy. And I like that because I'm practical. I like everything to match and be easy to put together. I like things to mix and match easily. And so I thought I need some colors. So I then, brought in some new colors into my wardrobe. And I hadn't even realized that I had gotten so kind of boring in the clothing that I had. It was all nice, but it was kind of boring. So I added some pizzazz. And again, this is an external thing that could really make you happy. And we always say happiness is an inside job. You've heard that before, and it does come from within. Like outer things don't make you happy, but outer things can shake you up a little bit. And that experience of just having and doing something different gives you a different perspective. It can, make you walk a little lighter and feel a little bit more joy. Also, there are a lot of studies out there that show how much our environment impacts us. And I think about this when I go through my day and I'm working. My environment impacts me like if I'm not taking enough breaks. By the end of the day, my shoulders hurt, my eyes hurt, I feel tight and tense, and it's because my physical environment. I didn't get up and stretch. I didn't move around, or, even things like not drinking enough water during the day. And those are all really simple things, and they're they have to do with our exterior, with our bodies. And it makes a big impact. So your own, kind of mood that you wake up with, if it isn't happy or if you just feel like you're not that happy of a person, sometimes just those environmental changes can be enough to propel you forward. But the inside things of really focusing on gratitude, focusing on a mighty goal, focusing on love, loving yourself, loving other people, those things are also big joy bringers in your life. And we can decide that we're going to be happy, full of inner peace and calm, kind of no matter what is going on. We can make that choice. And we can make that choice to bring ourselves back to happiness, inner peace, and calm. So, I made a decision in my business a while ago that I was going to measure the success in my business by the amount of ease and joy and flow that I felt each day in my business. And that was a game changer for me because, I would ask myself a question for anything new, that new product, new idea, new class, new course. Does this make me feel more joy? Does this bring me joy? And if something didn't bring me joy, was there a way that I could tweak it or change it to bring me joy? And if not, did I really want to do it? So remember, it all starts with a choice. So I just want to really encourage you to decide to choose more happiness, choose more joy, be deliberate in how you put together your day so you can create those moments that give you more ease, flow, and joy. So thank you for spending time with me today. I want to wish you a ton of joy, a ton of happiness, a ton of love, and please visit me at SheriKayhoff.com, SheriKayehOff.com for some pretty cool affirmations and other free gifts. And I will talk to everybody soon. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.